never be a memory.
Hi, I'm Chris Tucker.
I'm Jackie Chan.
I'm just kidding. I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is the guy I want to be President, Andrew Yang.
And we need you to commit to caucus on February 3rd. Go to yang2020.com/Iowa. You know, the internet.
$12,000 on the line.
A year. Forever.
If you're not in Iowa and you want to help support him, get on your phone, call your friends, text people, post on social media, and if you got the cash, then donate. FaceTime Chris Tucker.
Making a FaceTime call to Chris Tucker.
Stop saying you're me, Dave. Come on, man.
And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. Damn, I can't wait for that new Rush Hour movie. Damn. So, as most of you have seen, Dave Chappelle has been going hard on this campaign trail with Yang and talking to people and just, you know, the exposure, and it's been dope. And I honestly, I say this campaign needed this. I mean, we were getting, you know, celebrity endorsements left and right, and they were cool. But none of them have been as influential as what a Dave Chappelle is and can be. Remember, Dave Chappelle joined the Yang Gang, and, you know, people damn near lost their mind, the competition. So this is dope. This is awesome. You know, hopefully there's more to come. Now, Dave Chappelle actually talked to the media not that long ago about why he chose Andrew Yang. And he spoke about Trump supporters, and he spoke about, you know, the future of, you know, America and what we need in a president. And I thought it was interesting. And this comes, you know, in lieu of, actually, I don't think they have any correlation. It's just quite interesting that, you know, that Don Lemon and CNN reporters were pretty much, you know, generalizing Trump supporters and making fun of them. Now, look. If you're triggered by the fact that, you know, CNN people are laughing, I really could give a fuck about that, really. Like, I actually think you look more human when you're laughing and having fun and, you know, not just being a fucking suit, right? I like that. So I didn't care that they were laughing and having fun on air. I didn't care that they thought, oh, because people were saying, oh, you look goofy and you look stupid. No. You're allowed to do that, and I think it humanizes you more. What you were laughing at was pretty stupid, and you're just wrong. So, I mean, they tried to generalize Trump supporters. Don Lemon's already come out and apologized. You got to remember, people that voted for Obama twice voted for Donald Trump. So to generalize all Trump supporters, you're just wrong. And here's the thing. You know this. You are aware of this, right? I'm a guy with a fucking YouTube channel, so you know this stuff. You know this already. You know that there's two-time Obama voters that voted for Donald Trump. So cut the shit. So I don't even know why, you know, you thought the generalization was funny, because it wasn't. But, so Dave Chappelle has come out and spoken on why he feels Andrew Yang is the candidate that we need. Now, I agree with probably about 90% of what Dave Chappelle said in this segment. I'm going to play it for you, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about it.
Story of what's happening in Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio has like a third of the people there living below the poverty line. If you were to take a poll in Dayton and say, what would you rather have, $12,000 a year or health insurance? Everyone's taking the money. Like health insurance is great, but groceries are necessary too. And people in Dayton are having a hard time getting the things they need. I started imagining what a universal basic income would do for my community, and it would save it almost instantly. You know, we recently suffered, you know, mass shootings and all kinds of, everything that happens in the news happens in our backyard in Dayton, the opioid epidemic, all of these things. And I like the idea of giving people choices, putting the money in their hands and giving them the choices. They would consider things that aren't even an option to consider now. And they can do things that aren't an option to do. And that part of his platform I found incredibly exciting. More importantly, you'll hear people say stuff like "Make America Great Again." Well, how about make America feel better again? And I think his platform handles a lot of the emotional content of what being American is like. Being a homemaker, not being under-recognized, or a worker and being under-recognized. The fear of not being able to pay your bills. This would alleviate a lot of the bad feelings in the country almost immediately. And it's something that I think anyone can get behind. It's an important idea, and for some reason I feel like it didn't get the appropriate media coverage. There's a lot of controversies going around this particular election cycle, and I also like Andrew's pragmatism. I don't look at Trump supporters as my enemy at all. I understand why people vote for Trump. I understand people are desperate, and I think that Andrew's right. You run against the reasons that Trump got elected.
So, yeah, I mean, he was on the money with almost everything. Here's where I'm not in 100% agreement with Dave Chappelle, and that's what makes America great, is that we are allowed to, discuss these things and talk about these things, and we don't have to be 100% in agreement or alignment. Now, he says, for Iowans or whomever, that they'd gladly take the $12,000 a year versus healthcare. I don't 100% agree on that. If my aunt was still here, if she was still among the living, 100%, 10 times out of 10, she would take healthcare. Hands down, period. End of discussion. So I don't necessarily agree that everybody would take $12,000 a month over healthcare. And if you really look at it, if you look at the statistics, healthcare in the Democratic primary, not necessarily in the general, but in the Democratic primary, is the most important thing to voters, right? But universal basic income was important enough to me that I put Bernie Sanders as my number 2. The things that made me flip from Yang to Bernie is universal basic income versus federal jobs guarantee, decriminalization of most drugs, while Bernie is only for decriminalizing weed or legalizing weed, and Yang's policies on nuclear and things along those lines. So look, healthcare is still incredibly important to me, though. I've gone through the healthcare system, and it's fucking atrocious. It needs to be revamped and fixed, and nobody should be leaving the hospital with a fucking humongous bill that they're not going to pay off. It's not going to happen, especially among minorities, and it fucking is just going to go to collections and fucking make people's credit look bad. And in the United States of America, you need credit. It's just it needs to be revamped, right? Now, if you don't think it should be a Medicare for all revamp via Bernie, if you like Yang's universal health care plan, great. If you like Tosi's universal health care plan, Medicare Plus, whatever you want to call it, great. The fact of the matter is, there's something that needs to be done with it. So universal basic income is incredibly important to me, and healthcare is incredibly important to me. And quite frankly, quite honestly, we should have both. I hate the fact that we have to pick and choose, right? And I know some of you are going to say, well, Yang has a universal healthcare plan. He does. He absolutely does. That being the case, throw out the sentiment that people care about, the $12,000 a month more than healthcare. I think they care about both, right? I think they care about Yang's healthcare plan, and they care about, the $12,000 a month. So I say both are incredibly important. And we need both, period. I mean, we need both, right? Listen, $15 minimum wage that Bernie Sanders is suggesting. Look, it's not the worst idea in the world. It's absolutely not the worst idea in the world. I'm not going to sit there and say, what a fucking stupid idea. But there are better ideas. I mean, $15 in some places don't mean a damn thing. Try living in New York, right? Try living in Connecticut. It doesn't mean anything. So the universal basic income will give people, a $6 increase in what they're already making, and it will help families that are having a hard time when there's mom, dad, son in the fucking house, or just mom and daughter, or just dad and son, or whatever. When you've got two incomes, now $12,000 a piece coming into the house, that's going to make a huge difference. I just think it's better than the $15 minimum wage. What I'm laser focused on is not only UBI, which Dave Chappelle is obviously in support of, but we need a revamped healthcare system. We need a revamped healthcare system. Medical bankruptcy shouldn't be a thing. People shouldn't be going bankrupt for medical bills. It just shouldn't be happening. It doesn't happen in any other modern nation, right? Let's not have that. We always talk about as Yang Gang as the future, right? And being done with old school shit. That old shit's got to go. That medical bankruptcy shit is old shit that's got to go, right? We got to get rid of that. We got to be done with that. So, great, great speech from Dave Chappelle. It really made those CNN knuckleheads look fucking ridiculous. It really did. It really did. Anybody watching this got those tickets? I know they had Dave Chappelle tickets. Or did they announce who got the tickets sold out? But there was I got an email and stuff like that. You can enter, to win tickets to the Dave Chappelle show that's coming. All you had to do is donate or something along those lines. If anybody got that, let me know. That's pretty dope. We're gonna have an amazing time. It'd be dope if we even got to meet Dave Chappelle. I think I just read something where Fred the Felon met Dave Chappelle. Did that happen? Let me know if that happened. There's so much coming through my feed and so much, DMs and emails. I literally just got 3 emails back to back to do a debate with 3 different channels. That I'm gonna have to look over the channels and make a decision on that first, because I want to make sure they're fair and balanced, and I'm not, because the way my mouth is set up, the way my mouth works, it will go from turning into a debate to I'm gonna bury your head in the sand. I want to actually have a fair and honest and balanced debate. So I got to make sure that the channels are decent channels, not troll channels or fucking traps, because I don't play that shit. So it's been kind of hectic the last couple days. In other news, relating right from the Dave Chappelle speech, that was amazing. Kyle Kulinski of Secular Talk, who I watch. I frequent Kyle's channel. I like Kyle. I know not everybody's a Kyle fan, but it's clear and evident he's a Bernie supporter. He puts it out there. But I think he's fair to Yang. He doesn't agree with Yang all the time, but that's okay. You don't have to, pretend that you agree with somebody when you don't, as long as you're fair and give them a fair shake. So Kyle Kulinski actually came out and said something that I said on my last video, which is quite interesting. First, take a look at what I said. And the only way I could see Yang Gang even thinking about going to Sanders would be as if Yang was directly involved in a campaign and Sanders adopted some of Yang policies and yet let Yang be in charge of those policies. I don't know how the fuck Sanders could be against UBI. You've got to adopt, because those 2 candidates are so crucial to this movement. So crucial to this movement. That's the only way. If Sanders came to Yang and Sanders is because he's not going to fucking drop out. He's not going to drop out. Let's just be honest. So if he was I want you aboard and, I want you in charge of A, B, and C, and let's get the Yang Gang over to the Bernie Bros and, make it a coalition and do something along those lines. That's the only way. I see my comment section every day. I'd say at least a strong 80% is Yang or bust. This is after articles have come out that, you know, the Sanders campaign sat down with, or wants to sit down with Yang, or at a breakfast about, you know, Yang supporters going to Sanders, and, you know, Biden's trying to do the same thing with Klobuchar. And originally there were false articles saying that Yang said that for his supporters to go there. That wasn't the case. What was the case was, you know, Yang, you know, said that some of his supporters might have crossover vote with Sanders, which is true. But look, there is a lot of Yang gang that is Yang or bust, right? It's Yang or we won't hang. So Kyle Kulinski knows this, and a lot of Bernie supporters knows this. So funnily enough, is that even a word? The hell is funnily? Funnily? I'm going with it. Fuck it. Kyle Kulinski made an offer or a suggestion to Sanders, and it sounds eerily like what I said.
My point is, I think that Andrew Yang is ideological. To his credit, I think a lot of the other candidates in the race are careerists, and they don't care about the ideology. They care about their careers. Given that I think Yang is ideological, and he does care massively about this issue, the issue of universal basic income, Bernie Sanders should sit down and talk to him and have Andrew Yang make his case for universal basic income. And I think there's a decent chance that if Bernie Sanders endorses universal basic income and fights for it.
Yeah, man. Is it just me? So, you know, look, what he's saying isn't necessarily wrong. I think Sanders did this with Hillary in 2016. Before he campaigned for her, you know, he asked her to do, you know, a couple things for him, for his, you know, progressive movement. So, look, for all the Bernie bros and, you know, the Sanders campaign, it's going to take a lot more than Yang saying, you know, that there's crossover votes. You're going to have to sit down with him and bring him to the table. This is worst case scenario. This is under the horrible instance that Yang doesn't get through, right? If you even want a portion of Yang supporters to support Sanders, you have to approach Yang, right? Sanders himself has to approach Yang. Let's just be clear. Sanders and his, you know, the most important people in his staff. And you're going to have to sit down with Yang, and you're going to have to adopt some policies, one of which being universal basic income. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're not even going to get 25% of Yang Gang to go for Sanders if you can't even sit down with that man and adopt universal basic income. At one point, Sanders was for UBI. So I don't know what the switch was. You know, it's fucking weird to me because Sanders is in the camp of, even if it's hard to do, I'm going to try to do it anyway. Shoot high, aim high, and you might get middle tier, right? He knows he's not going to get Medicare for all. He's going to get something closer to it than what we have, but he ain't going to get Medicare for all. That's not going to fucking get through. He knows that. So he shouldn't have an issue trying to implement something that might not be the easiest to get through. Universal basic income is something that he should fucking try. And a UBI getting through would be a lot easier than a Medicare for all getting through, let me tell you. So, look, you know, it ain't over till it's over. And we're going to go hard. The Yang campaign isn't slowing down at all. If you're going to look from the outside, looking in, they're money, right? They're looking fucking good. Yang's got a lot of money to play around with. He ain't going nowhere anytime soon. But to what Kyle Kulinski is saying, that's bare minimum, is to sit down with Andrew Yang and adopt at least 2 of his policies. At least. Yang for VP or something. But Bernie's going to do this social justice shit. If by any chance Bernie got in, he's going to probably get a woman, maybe even a woman of color, something to appease those people that were looking at, superficial shit like that don't care about policies, that they just care about like race and gender and shit like that. I can almost guarantee you that's something Bernie Sanders is going to do. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting that I said in my last segment, like, the only way, slight possible chance you get Yangers is if you did A, B, and C. And then I happened to look, and Secular Talk said, hey, Bernie, you should do A, B, and C. I don't know. And that's not even a guarantee. That's just bare minimum I feel like you should do. And Sanders should be perfectly fine with that because he did the same thing with Hillary. Right? And he still got shit for it till this day. He still gets shit for it to this day. It was a lose-lose situation because if he didn't support Hillary after that, he'd be getting shit. And if he did support Hillary, which he did, he'd be getting shit. And he did support her, and she's still stepping on his throat every day. Literally talking shit every day. Nobody wants to hear from Hillary Clinton, but every day she's coming out with something. So it was a lose-lose situation for that dude. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I thought that the Dave Chappelle, Andrew Yang skit was funny. Also, I think trending right now is like hashtag Boo Hillary, which is hilarious. It's hilarious. Hashtag Boo Hillary. So hashtag Go Chappelle. Hashtag Boo Hillary. Let's get that popping. Also, in the description below, I have a link if you want to donate to Truckers for Yang. Sam is a trucker for Yang, and he frequents the channel. He's a really good guy, and I think they're trying to get a wrap on the truck. So what Sam is trying to do is to have 16 wrap trailers rolling out across America highways, right? Which would be freaking amazing. So go to truckersforyang.com, and that is Sam's Twitter link on the video. Feel free to go check him out and talk to him directly if you need to. But feel free to donate to Truckers for Yang. The link is going to be in the description below. He actually ran into Dave Chappelle too, which I thought was pretty dope. Here's a clip.
Hey everybody online. Yang 2020.
Great to see you, Dave.
Hey man, good to see you.
Yeah, I'm the guy with the truck. Can you tell them donate to Truckers for Yang?
Donate to Truckers for Yang. Come on, man. Before they automate all them trucks, we gotta get it right.
All right. Take care, Dave. You're the man. You're the greatest of all time. Nobody can stop you, Dave.
So yeah, do that. Truckersforyang.com, and let's get those trucks wrapped. Let's support the people that also are helping support the cause. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, and a Venmo link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. I'm going to go get some Yang pizza. Yeah, Yang pizza bucks. I said it. Peace.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying